I'm Brian Anderson and I'm based at Seymour Street Methodist Church in Lisburn. I left conference more excited than I think I've ever been as a Methodist, having a real sense that God was asking Methodists to really think about Him and to discover new ways of worshipping Him and being with Him. Alan Lorimer ran a course on centering prayer at Edge Hill, and I signed up for it. I've always been interested in the contemplative way of finding God and being with God, trying to use all our senses, all our being to find Him and be in relationship with Him. Centering prayer is a way of praying to God without words. The best image I can create for you is if you think of a river, a fast flowing river, and there's a bank beside that river. You want to get on the bank and let God gaze at you and you gaze at God. Your mind starts to wander, so you think about I'm got to go and see Mrs. So-and-so, or I've got to prepare this sermon or that talk. Well, I use a word, my word is come, and I get off that boat, I get out of that river, and I come back to the bank. We don't use words, and I sense Him. I allow my Lord to look at me, and I have the privilege and pleasure of looking at Him. I went through a period of stress last year, and I found centering prayer a real way of helping me deal with that stress. And in my ministry, I came across people who were going through anxieties, going through pressures, whatever, and I was able to say to them, what about this centering prayer? How would it work for you? Let's try it. They have found it a wonderful blessing, and a number within my church now do centering prayer. I know you can do it as groups, and there's groups across Ireland, so whatever works for you. Some people in our Northern Ireland Christian culture need to talk to God, and that's okay. But for those who maybe want to sort of just be, rather than do. So much of our Christianity is do. This is just a way of being with God, and maybe then doing your doing from a place of being. Fasting from people, fasting from words. Not resisting any thought and just letting the thoughts of you and God work together. Some get it, some like contemplative, some don't, and I understand that. I've been a Christian for, I don't know how many years. And it surprised me as here am I in my 50s, and yet I can still find a level of intimacy with God that I never thought was possible. I thought I knew all the techniques, but God of surprises still takes us to a wonderful place of intimacy with Him, and that is just wicked.